What's up, attackers? This is Blitz doing something a little different. I'm doing a video review of Nightwish's dual release Human Nature. I don't know how you would say it. I moved back to Arizona thanks to Corona, and I am now renovating my grandparents' basement, with the help of my parents. So that's what you're seeing around us, and it's pretty echoey in here. I don't know if my mic will pick it up. But anyway, Nightwish, one of my gateway bands into metal. My friend Mr. Kuhn, who's been on the podcast twice, I think. It's his favorite band. He actually has a Nightwish tattoo right here. And listened to a lot of Nightwish. They were my second ever metal show. Was Delane, Sabaton, and Nightwish, and it was a pretty wild, unforgettable night. So yeah, this album kind of picks up where the album before, Endless Forms Most Beautiful, left off. Endless Forms Most Beautiful was a lot about evolution and natural history and all that sort of thing, and this album's a little bit more about the human side of that. It's a very primal album. It's got that cross of modern metal and ancient civilization, in ways that might not be super obvious, but I think that they just nailed the texture of it. Like, the album has that feel to it, you know? So another one of my favorite metal bands, and another gateway band, even more so for me than Nightwish, was Epica. And I liked Epica a lot, but I wasn't really super into them until their album The Quantum Enigma came out. And that album just took their formula, and the mixing was perfect. Like, I don't think I've ever heard a better mixed album than The Quantum Enigma. And it had all the symphonic elements, all the metal elements. It was heavy. It was beautiful. That's how this album is for me. This is Nightwish's version of The Quantum Enigma. Like, it took Endless Forms Most Beautiful, which was a really good album, but maybe not so well received. It was definitely heavier live than it was recorded. And this album just turns it up to 11. So let's dive in. This first song is called Music. It's a little long. It's like 7 minutes or so. Part of that's due to this like epic intro that we're getting out of it, which is cool. So it takes like 3 minutes for any like lyrics to get in, which is what I feel like is kind of the heart of a song. Some people don't care about lyrics. To me, that's the most important part. That's like the message of the song. And that's not a bad thing. It's a really good intro. It gets you really in the feels. I definitely feel like kind of encapsulates the way it sounds. It's a very modern metal sound, but at the same time, like, there's something very primal about it throughout the whole album, and this song is a super good introduction to that. So the first single, Noise, cool music video. I believe it was shot in the Museum of Natural History. I should know that. I'll check. So Tomas said that Noise isn't so much like, it's not anti-technology, it's not anti-cell phone. The song sounds kind of that way to me, but it's about how those things can be kind of addictive, and that's not good for us. So Shoemaker is about Eugene Shoemaker, who was a geologist, did a lot of work with meteors. He died in a car accident while going to a crater site in Australia. And after his death, some of his ashes were taken to the moon. The song's got some real heavy, chuggy guitars on it, so it's a fun one. Tumas's wife did the spoken word part in the song, so that's pretty cool. Harvest, the second single from the first album. I've heard that it was a little bit divisive amongst Nightwish fans. They didn't like how much, I think Troy, their flute player, sang most of the song.
My harvest will come, tiny valorous straw, among the millions facing to the sun. I will pause before a man whose path has just begun. Something unsung awaken.
Who is just fantastic. One of my favorite band members to watch live. His flute work just adds such another level to their band, and he's a great guitarist, great singer. Those weird, they're not bagpipes, they're like bagpipes that he plays. Those are so cool. So yeah, this song's very different. Maybe one of the least metal songs on the first half of the album.
Single grain, offer light to the coming day, inspire a child, water the fields, surrender to the earth, water the fields, surrender.
It's one of my favorites on the album. I like it a lot for some reason. So I like how in the first time they sing the chorus, there's almost like no music underneath. It's weird to say that a Nightwish song is like an anthem. This song definitely feels anthemic. I don't know if that's a word, but it feels anthemic to me. Very flowery, poetic lyrics. Don't know what they mean. When I saw the track listing, I thought it would be about a pan, like human innovation or something. Because, like I said, the album has such a primal drive to it. I thought of the mission in The Witcher where you have to help that woman find her pan. I don't know if you like Honest Trailers, but I'm a Witcher, not a panner.
Found the pan, have you?
Damn it, I'm a Witcher, not a panner. Stop wasting my time.
Definitely in my top 3 favorite songs on the album. How's the Heart?
How's the
The song's about human love and kindness and life, and just asking yourself how are you living it? How's your heart? There's an interesting line, burn the rope and dance some more. It's a weird phrase that's not used a whole lot, and it has so many different meanings and so many different cultures. What it seems to be about in this song is forgiving someone, or yourself, like burning a rope you would use to hang yourself or something. That's the most helpful context of the phrase that I found for this song. It's got those awesome Celtic influences, those that flute bagpipey work in it. I have no idea what instrument it is, but it's there. Procession, probably the most mellow song on the album. It's got a cool little synth sound in it. Good drumming. Other than that, I don't know. I honestly forgot this song was even on the album. I'm sure that there's something real heavy there, like lyrics wise or emotional or some, I don't know. But whatever it is, it didn't hit me. So on to, this is probably my favorite song on the album, just because, oh, it's heavy. Tribal, baby. Like, I've seen Nightwish twice. Nightwish is not a band. I mean, you can headbang, you can get into it. They're way heavier live than they sound on record. Though this album might be the closest to their live sound that they've had. So they're not really a band that you would mosh to. Some people really headbang and get into it. And I headbanged at Nightwish as hard as I've headbanged at any other band. But I would mosh to Tribal, like that bridge part. It's so good. Yeah, I love this song. Endless, kind of the guitar face song on the album. So their bassist Marco has a really distinct voice, and not one that I was a huge fan of until I saw them live. This is the first song where I noticed him singing on. I don't think it's the first one he sings on, but like that's the first one where I was like, oh, there's Marco. It's one of the last songs on the album, on the first album anyway, first half of the album. This song is a bit more of a journey than the other songs on the album. It's not so much like a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. It weaves and turns and has some. It's got heavy parts. It's got epic parts. It's got slow parts. It's cool. So I will say my favorite track from the second half of the album, or the second album, however you want to say it. All the works of nature which adorn the world. It's a one long song, which I think is super cool. They're very different from each other. I would definitely give it a listen. It's one of my favorite long songs that a band's ever done, because Nightwish, Epica, all these bands always do that. My favorite track from it is Quiet as the Snow, or my favorite part of the long song. Ad Astra's really good. They're all really good. But yeah, so there's Nightwish, Human Nature, dual release, one long album, two separate albums, an album with two halves, however you want to think about it. It's a good freaking album. It's probably my favorite Nightwish album. Definitely give it a listen. Yeah, it has it all. It's heavy, it's beautiful, it's melodic, it's symphonic. Maybe one of their most symphonic albums, and maybe one of their heaviest albums at the same time. I don't know. I really feel like if you were getting a little bit tired of their sound, this album shook it up in new ways, where it doesn't sound like the same old thing that they've always done. But I kind of said this with August Burns Red's new album, Guardians. It's not super like, whoa, I've never heard Nightwish do this before. It's more like, here's their formula, and they tweaked it a little bit and did it in new and exciting ways so that it sounds like, and it just sounds fresh and mastered in a way. So there you have it.